Even when we take Tourette's into account, the event that took place involving Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo during the BAFTAs still boils down to racism. Here's why. Hello, my name is Vaughn-Jones. I'm an actress, writer, and producer, and in case you missed it, this weekend Sinners made history by winning 3 awards, becoming the most decorated movie by a Black filmmaker in BAFTA history. Unfortunately, all of that is being eclipsed because while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were on stage presenting an award, the N-word was shouted from across the auditorium. The word was shouted by Tourette's advocate John Davidson, who was in attendance to support the film I Swear, which is a film about him and his life with Tourette's. John Davidson did not shout the word intentionally, he was ticking. First off, a person's tics are not a representation of their personal beliefs. I know firsthand from growing up with a friend who had Tourette's that it is truly an at times mortifying condition because the things that come out of your mouth can be egregious, even if you've never used that word outside of ticking. But let me be clear, the fact that we saw the whole thing play out live, that we as viewers at home were able to watch 2 Black men on stage have to steel their faces after hearing a slur hurled across the room, is a result of systemic racism and specifically the harmful negligence, if not the malicious intent, of the British Academy and the BBC. The BAFTAs were not live broadcasts. The portion in which the slur was said could have been edited out or at the very least censored. And we know this is possible because during the same broadcast, while 2 other Black filmmakers, Wale Davis and Akinola Davis, accepted the award for Outstanding British Debut, they closed their speech by saying, "Free Palestine." But that part of their speech was removed from the broadcast. When questioned about it, a BBC spokesperson said, quote, "The live event is 3 hours and it has to be reduced to 2 hours for its on-air slot. The same happened to other speeches," close quote. So we know without a doubt that the broadcast was on a delay and the BBC was actively editing ahead of airing, which means there is no reason why a global audience needed to be subjected to it. This could have been a privately painful moment after which the BAFTA organizers apologized to the presenters and us at home were none the wiser. But that's not what happened. In fact, the Academy did not follow up with Lindo and Jordan immediately afterward, with Delroy Lindo telling Vanity Fair that he and Michael B. Jordan, quote, "did what we had to do," close quote, in regards to pushing forward after the incident, and that he wished someone from the BAFTAs had reached out to them afterwards. Are we surprised, though, that this is coming from the same country that ran Meghan Markle out of town because they were afraid her child might come out too dark? The same nation that Delroy Lindo himself had to leave because he knew he could never have a career there. No. I'm not. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. The fact is, 2 Black men stood together on one of our world's most prestigious stages, and then they were subjected to racial violence. That imagery was incredibly harmful for Black people to see. It felt like a reminder that no matter where you go, no matter how high you achieve, you will always be othered and you will never be safe. The BAFTAs and the BBC had the ability to protect audiences from that image, either by removing it or at the very least censoring it, and they chose not to. That's racism, regardless of the Tourette's, and they should be ashamed of themselves.